We got Byun in the bottom right. And we got Zest in the bottom left. It's kind of what you missed out on. Then I went on about, StarCraft for a little bit. Pretending not to know what it was. Trying to rile you guys up. trying to rattle your cages. Well, it kind of fell apart quickly, I guess, if you couldn't quite understand what I was saying. Alright, well, anyway, what do we got in this game right here between Byun and Zest? We got a triple Rex opening, we have a Twilight Council opening of Zest. Pretty nifty, pretty cool. We're gonna wait and see whether or not that Twilight will, of course, just be the regular blink. We are gonna assume that it is for the time being, of course, that would make the most logical sense. And if it isn't, well, it could be DTs as well. It could be even something as crazy as a Dead Glaives. We have seen players like Byun die to something similar before. But going with the triple racks, you should be pretty darn safe against it. I mean, in all honesty, I've even seen people go with the charge upgrade here, right? And still be okay with it. To be fair, it was a little bit of a lower league. It was. I say a little bit. It really was just a little bit. Like, people, you know. I think it was like the semi-pro kind of atmosphere leagues in EU. But, man, that... someone got slapped that day. That's what I remember. It was ridiculous. Alright. So yeah, there comes the Blink upgrade, Stimpack coming in as well with the combat shields at the same time, making double Marauder production. And hiding his progress quite well so far. The Adept not quite shading in and being able to see everything, of course. And that Blink upgrade. How many gateways is he on at the moment? He is on 2 gateway as he's going up to his 3rd base. This could be a little bit of danger coming in for Zest here if he's not too careful. To be fair, I mean, you are playing against Byun. This is a play where you should expect these types of things from, right? The man who loves to do this type of thing. So, all the barracks and then just push across the map. The Stalkers here. Clearly not being present on the other side of the map. The Adept is gone as well. So it's a second before Zest really realizes what is coming his way. And even now, okay, well, he sees the ball right here. Is he gonna start adding in a shield battery somewhere? Yes, he is. No, it's not. It's just pylon. It's a little pylon. Alright, well, let's see whether or not he's going to lose a lot of Stalkers here. It may very well become the case. That's at least a lot of probes down. Oh my, just target firing those little bad boys down. 12, 13, 15, 16? 16, just like that. Zest, I mean, he keeps the Stalkers alive. He keeps the Immortal alive as well, which could be a big deal for a counter-offensive here. He has that Observer overhead as well, and should be able to... and figure out a proper way into this base rather than just coming in for the bunker. Well, I guess he almost got the bunker though, to be fair. Now he's got an Immortal here as well. Byun only pulling 1 SCV for the repair. Does it matter? Seems like it doesn't. Zest doesn't quite commit here. Waiting for the sentries? Is that it? Does he want to deny repair with the sentries? I guess he does. Forces out another stim, that's pretty good. Kind of backs off now. That's fine. I thought he was going to try to do more, right, with the Blink upgrade already been completed, but I guess he's going to try to go for it right now. The Hallucinated War Prism is a bit of a weird one here. Kind of giving away that, you know, there might be coming something on this side. He does have an Observer, right? I'm not crazy. Yeah, he does. I guess he kept it at home in case of Widowmine drops. With like an armory or something. Oh well. So yeah, both guys kind of trying to do a little bit of a poke on the opposite side of the map. Clearly, Byun a bit more successful in the entire ordeal. 16 probes, that is a good chunk. That's a good chunk of cash just not coming in right now. Full Zest, of course. He does have that chrono boost, so his probe count back up to 60 versus the 50 of Byun here once again. He's doing alright. He managed to get himself in an alright position once more. Just needs to make sure that he has like one fight going reasonably well for him this oncoming thingamajig. Zest 1 map loss. Wait, what? Where are you seeing this? Where are you seeing this? I don't think so. Alright, well, anyway. Moving things along. There we go. Still in the first game. Maybe Zest is losing this, but I don't know. I don't want to say something like that already. I mean, he has a good shot here. The Colossi are coming in. Extended Thermal Lance is about to be ready in 10 seconds. Please wait for 8 seconds. Thank you. I like his positioning as well here. Right, just a little bit down on the ramp. The siege tanks that do come in will just have to siege up a couple of times rather than just move exactly where you want, siege up, and then be a happy Terran boy. And gotta be ever so careful here as both these players stack up too many Marines at the time, then those Marines, they could just die. And a big walloping of Zealots could quite easily ruin your day afterwards. Kind of the plan here. Good scan from Byun. Where's he gonna go? Yes, he will try to commit here. Is that the right call? Siege tank siege up. And Zest, as we said, very good with that positioning. Just manages to kind of step backwards and be perfectly fine. Once again, the Zealot run by in the main base. Encountering a bit of opposition here. Get a Marauder, Marine. It's not great. Not great, but you know, he stays afloat back at his own base as well. Keeping things nice and tight. As Byun has to kind of back up with that main battery of assault. And now I'm going to try to come up with another plan. Seems like it's going to be pretty much the same plan, and with a little bit more units. Has the Vikings in the coalition of Terran units right now as well. Might be able to poke away those Colossi a little bit easier, and might make it a bit easier as well to get your siege tanks in the right position. King of Battle Loss qualifier is tonight, right? Well, I know there will be another another EU qualifier today, yes. Alright, a couple of rooks going down. Making a new opening. There's no base there just quite yet, but the new base of Byun is a bit vulnerable in this position and should be able to get cancelled. The gold base for Zest, on the other hand, I mean, that is completed. No cancel gonna be available there. Zest decides to just head on forwards for this big, massive assault here. My oh my, the siege tanks were a little bit exposed, so they are going to be the first targets. Zest already chewing his way through the Marauders right now. It doesn't look like there's that many Marines left, but oh, it's not that much light armor stuff around it either anymore. Okay, 23 units died here. On the other side of the map, the gold base was taken out, and a reinforcing walloping of Zest couldn't quite make it. Now, Byun wants to get on top of these probes, get as many as possible here, because he took quite a big chunk of losses as well. Only gets 9. Only gets 9. Now, he did take out 3 Colossi, 3 Immortals, and 3 Archons in that engagement, though. And that's a pretty big deal. It's gonna take a while for Zest to replenish all those forces here, of course. So army-wise, it's gonna be a bit easier for Byun to replenish. So the next punch delivered in this match might very well be Byun just coming straight back across the map here again. Setting up a couple of Liberators, and if he gets those in a good position, especially with the Ghost support, that could be a quick end to the game. Now, Zest is going to try his best, of course, to not let something like that happen. He's got a little batch of stalkers here ready to kind of frustrate Byun and get him distracted by Zest. A little bit of extra time. I guess he is just walking straight back to his own base, though. I thought he was going to be cute and kind of send him up to the top right side, you know, start poking and prodding. Get the army of the Terran to move to the right rather than the left, but here we go. Here we go. Zest. A very good position here. Look at that. He's going to come in as a bulldozer of a surprise. A couple of little marines there still available for Byun are going to give away that this Protoss army is coming in, and that may be a very good thing for Byun, setting up those liberators there in a perfect position. Zest flank, unfortunately walking into a small couple of units. Still being able to see him coming, and those liberators were set up ever so quickly. Very well done there by Byun. Bottom right side, red Terran from Shopify Rebellion. It is Byun. Top left side, a blue Protoss. Got himself in a little bit of trouble there. Did lose 20, what was it, 26? 26? Was it 16? I think it was 16. 16 probes. Somewhere at the start of the game. Anyway, Dragon Phoenix game is Zest. See what adjustments we'll be able to witness here coming out of Zest. Needed disruptors badly that game. Yeah, it was a rough game, right? He had a rough opening with his economy, and he decided to go for Colossi, and he decided to go for the Archons afterwards. So, is this live? Yes, yes it is. As live as we can make it, I believe. Actually, I'm not completely sure. I think my... There we go. I think this is better. Volume-wise. Oh, wait a moment. Why am I doing all this busy work? We got a Korean cameraman in the game. There we go. Alright. Stargate from Zest. That's just what you need. 2 more barracks coming in as well. Zest's hopefully gonna open up here with a Oracle. Always like seeing the Oracle play. Phoenix would be lovely as well. Void Ray would be a little bit strange. Just a little strange. But we're all happy StarCraft Cube is here. We would enjoy it. We would find a way to enjoy a Void Ray here. Zest, if you want to, go ahead, buddy. You have my permission. It's the Oracle. Alright, yep. What if that was just a random is this live answer and actually it's not live? Well, then I don't know. I think we would be stuck here. I guess there's no real way for you to believe me anyway, right? When it all comes down the wire or down the line. And that's right. A bucket of salmon. We're all just a bucket of salmon. Not sure what that means. Someone just said it in the chat. A bucket of salmon. It's crazy. Why would you say something like that in the chat? Anyway, we are live, yes. Oracle comes in. Little Twilight Council gonna be ready as well. This one Oracle here, I mean, he did make an investment and he stopped doing anything else with that Stargate afterwards. Really would like it to see and do something here for Zest, but so far, I mean, that's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad. Nothing killed. Almost all its HP just gone out of the window straight up before it got to do anything. Oh, did I speak too soon? 3 kills? Okay, does get away with 3 kills. Not a bad shout. Of course, it's a little bit later than where you would like it to be, right? So the damage isn't going to be as cumulative. Won't stack up as hard. Oh my, that's a big catch with that. Stimpack 3 Stalkers going down. The Oracle comes back around as well, though. The 7 SEV kills. Never mind. Never talk bad about an Oracle. It will show you different quite quickly. Stim! Go forth, my mariners! Oh, this could be a lot of trouble, guys. This could be a lot of trouble. This could be a quick day if Byun just keeps going like this. Don't know how he does it. Like, to me, it looks like he's just making marines, right? Like, that is clearly an understatement of what's happening here in this game, but it is nothing too special. I guess the marines will die now. There's no escaping it. It's inevitable. But that's what makes the marine life worth living, I suppose. Getting to meet new people. Alright. Robotic support bay gonna be finished up as well. Should be helping out. That Oracle's been on a vacation a little bit in the corner, stacking up its energy again. Replenished. Might be able to get something going now. Who's ahead right now? It's hard to say. I think Zest might be in a little bit of a better position here. There's no bunker here either. These Stalkers, they could trade out pretty well against these Marines. And with the Blink upgrade and the Oracle here, I mean, they could cause so much trouble. If Byun is not on top of this defense, then definitely going to be a game heading towards Zest. But so far, Zest, kind of every time he pokes in, he runs face first into the infantry. And that's basically what you want to see. For Byun, of course, right? Zest still being adamant, though, will now and again pick off 1 or 2 units every time he does so. So it's not like a bad thing, right? It's just I'm always looking for a game-ending move. And this is good stuff, right? This is the stuff that allows you to win a higher percentage of games. Just kind of poking in, taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and the more you do it, the more benefit you gain. It seems very slim, but down the line it can mean the difference between winning or losing an engagement, and that could mean losing or winning the game. Kozan? It is, it's neat. That's all. Aha, explosions, sorry. We have a little... That's not gonna break here, Byun. He's sending in more units across the top side, so maybe he's just trying to grab the attention of this army. Man, he's still managing to pick off units here. That's crazy. Getting that Stalker, other units coming in from the back right there. I'm not sure. Oh, those were the Widow Mines. Oh, he set up new Widow Mines behind the army of Zest. That's crazy. I'm sorry, guys. The Korean cameraman failed to see it once again. Nazok. It's a little stuttery here and there, isn't it? Let me try to fix that. Is there a way for me to fix this? Sorry about... okay, there we go. I think that should be better, but we'll see. We'll experience it together. So, looking at favorable positions in this game so far, Zest on the 3 base, of course, does seem to have a little bit of an upper hand. The 2 Colossi there, it's not that much AoE splash damage, so I do say... No, Byun has a little bit of a shot here staying alive, but he needs to take out those Colossi as quickly as possible. And he can't afford to take too many big swipe attacks onto his Marines. Needs to have them a bit spread out. Marauders tank the fire. Alright, Zest, he's gonna allow him to get to a 3rd base. Which is a pretty nice position. Who do you think is winning right now? Who is winning right now? It's sometimes, you know, sometimes the game hasn't been decided yet. I think Byun, if he does get this 3rd base down on the ground, I mean, that is a big deal. He's on a very solid work account. He had a lower army supply, which is why I thought Zest might be able to kind of apply the pressure there and delay any further progress Byun can make in this game. But Byun just posturing there, looking to, yeah, looking pretty sharp, and managed to kind of scare Zest out of that position. And now he's got his third base. Now he's mining properly. He's mining very properly, in fact. Zest attempting the fourth base. And he's making disruptors now. Disruptors, another little bit changing of the tides, basically, where suddenly there's going to be a momentum shift for Zest here. Or a potential momentum shift, because we are assuming he's going to be hitting with those disruptors. Which always, you know, could prove not to happen. But for now, we'll assume that he's going to do alright with them. And that we want to see Byun make that transition as well into either Liberators. I think it will be Liberators. It could be more Siege Tanks as well, but seeing the previous games of Byun, usually he likes to go for Liberators here. We'll see. I also always prefer the Liberators, actually. It's just such a more difficult problem, it feels like, for the Protoss to deal with. Having to blink underneath it, right, with all of those Stalkers. And then it's hard to say whether or not you can actually make that fight happen, because they're kind of stacked on top of each other. You're not quite sure how many zones are being put down. How much infantry is still underneath it as well, just ready to protect. Quite difficult. A little Zealot run by here, can't quite get anything done. Good attempt though by Zest. That was a very well timed Zealot run by, but Byun was in position with enough reinforcements. It's kind of setting up. For what? He's getting... Zest only needs to hold. Zest is getting further and further behind. Byun got no clues how to play the late game. What? Okay, guys. 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 Calm down. What's with all the hatred today? Crazy. Oh, a little EMP here. The little EMP that could. This is a scary advance though for Zest. If that commits, that's gonna smack. That's gonna slap. It's absolutely gonna tear Byun. But he doesn't, of course. But he didn't do it. I think that would have. I think that could have been good, right? An attack right there. I'm not sure. It's such a difficult game to call, right? People like to think that StarCraft 2 is just a game where if you look at it and you're smart enough, you can just figure everything out. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Sometimes you just got to see it unfold. Because whoopsies do happen. Ooh, great EMPs there on those Zealots. Oh, Disruptors can't quite make the shots connect. Only to a siege tank there. Which is one of the reasons why, personally, I prefer the Liberator approach. Disruptors do outrange siege tanks after all. It's very, very slim, very, very tight. But it is a range difference. Oh my dear lord, that is a big advancement there for Byun. A big army on to hit the fourth base of Zest. Zest now in trouble, needs to make this attack work. Will he be able to? That's a lot of ghosts, a lot of EMPs right on top of the blues. There's not enough infantry here, is there? I don't think so. The Colossi will have their hands filled with the Viking numbers. But nothing remains, and Byun actually tapping out right there. With the army of Zest just seeming ever so much more powerful on his side of the map than what he still had remaining on the other side of the map. Okay, so third CC for Byun. Wants to kick it up a notch in the economics. Won't be harassed by a Oracle this time around, and Zest is going for the Phoenix. This is kind of working out for Byun in a way, isn't it? I love this as well. Showing the same amount of Marines once more. Having that little corridor blocking supply depot barracks wall. You know, so it looks like game number 1 where Zest wasn't quite sure whether or not there's a lot of Marines coming in. And he assumed that there weren't, so... then, when the Marines did come, he lost 26 or 16 probes. Somewhere in the middle there, or one of those numbers. I don't quite remember, but it was brutal. It was quite the slaughter field of probes. Little fragments of electronic circuit boards and mineral dust that they gathered on their cheeks, still laying about. It was a slaughter. It was brutal. This time around, though, Zest seems to be taking things a little bit more carefully. Look at that. He's getting a shield battery. He's getting Phoenix still from the Stargate, still producing out of that. He went up to 3 gates rather than the 2 gates. Like, he's taking things very seriously. And to me, it feels like he's preparing for what happens in game number 1. When he realizes, of course, that it's not happening, he's going to have to change his own plans here. Luckily for him, those Phoenix are quite versatile, are going to be able to be utilized for offensive purposes also. Let's see how much he gets with this. It's going to be a battle of control. 5 SCVs so far. It's a pretty good call. Probably wants to try and get a couple more, though, considering there's a 3rd CC available for Byun. That means not just triple SCV production, that means triple mules as well. Oh, catches a mule right there. A fresh one, as fresh as they get. He's gonna have to... Man, I really hope that there's a Facebook for Phoenixes somewhere out there, and every time they take a selfie when they lift something up. And then it's like, look what I caught, like a fisherman, you know? I don't know why that got in my head all of a sudden, but I think that would be funny. I think that would be funny. Look at the size of this mule. Just like Alright, well, anyway. We got ourselves these 3rd CC flying across right now. Phoenix won't be able to do too much about that. Oh. Gun. Gotta be careful with those marine placements, good sir. Can't afford to lose too many of your SCVs. I know you're in a pretty good position, but you don't want to just rattle your position away. That's a lot of gateways. That's 4 more gateways in the Templar Archives. Are we gonna get it like a Zealot Charge Lord Archon attack here with the Phoenix as well? I mean, he can see that there's not a lot of splash damage, right? He didn't go for Widow Mines, he didn't go for the Siege Tanks. Instead, he kind of went for the triple Rex and triple CC. So any CC is going to, or yeah, crowd control is going to be quite delayed. I say crowd control, I mean AoE, that's the word I was looking for. CC is, I was like, CC, why would I talk about command centers right now? It's a bit strange. No, of course, AoE damage. Is that the plan though? Because it might be that Zest just wants to take it into the late game once again here. Zest is the late game god and you'll never want to map past the 9 minutes mark. What a battle. I don't think that's entirely true. Oh, he shot his armor roller. Alright, stop proofing chat here, Byun, please. They don't need it. They got enough confidence as is. Eesh, that's rough. Losing a Widow Mine there as well. Yeah, these Phoenix definitely paying for themselves. Definitely all worth it. Could still be a little bit scary, of course, down the line. If he doesn't lose these Phoenix later on, they could still be useful, but it's quite a lot of them, right? So if we do get to a 200 army supply situation, it can be a little bit difficult to get the value out of those Phoenix. Of course, there's things you can do, such as the dragging Widow Mine shots, clearing Widow Mines out of the ground as well, right? Or chasing down medevacs before they actually manage to get that battle going. So yeah, very hefty Zealot Archon setup here. Can't say that I dislike it. It's pretty cool. Oh, those medevacts, they gotta be careful. Those medevacts gotta be careful here. They don't have boost. Would be a good place to fight at the choke. Big stim comes out of Byun. Zest immediately turns around, realizing what just happened. And just backs up. Very, very cool-headed, calm, collected. Now spreading his entire army out over 3 stretches. Ah, right. He wants to make sure that the Terran doesn't run past him. Well, unfortunately for him, there's only one mortal here. And, oh no, never mind. He's going to send in Zealots on 2 sides as a flanking maneuver. I thought he was just doing this to try and make sure that the Terran doesn't run past him, but here we are. Zealots. Oh, that's a lot of damage. With the mines, couple of ghosts. Saved the day. And now, Zest. What is happening here, my friend? You got a lot of boys coming in across the map, but the main fight, do you still have enough here? Well, he doesn't have enough to defend his 4th base, so that's going to go away. Zest may have made a whoopsie here. We don't know quite just yet. Well, losing your 4th base, that's definitely a whoopsie. Did not want that to happen. Not a single Zealot in town right now. Having a very tough time against this army. There's no... Well, there's 1 Widowmine in here. And a couple of ghosts. Wait, no, never mind. There's 2 Widowmines. And they're both picked up. So yeah, Zealots would have done amazing with this. Right? Yeah, the army of Byun here, like, I don't think it really would have won the fight if all those Zealots were there as well. And he could have protected his 4th base against Zest. Overestimating the strengths of his army right there for a moment. He does still clean up the fight right there, which is not too shabby. And as long as he gets himself across the map, deals a bit of counter-attack damage here as well, stops this 4th base from becoming a thing, basically, he could be in a good position. And, I mean, I think that's going to happen. I don't think Byun really has the forces necessary to stop this from escalating. That command center is gone. Maybe over-pressuring a little bit after taking out that 4th base. Byun moving into that 3rd. Was that a mistake? Very well, maybe. Because now, after losing his army, may lose not just his own 4th, but also his 3rd. And yeah, just doesn't have the units to make this happen anymore. 3rd base has to be evacuated again. Those Zealot numbers in such high supply. Really good against the army setup of Byun right now. Byun very hefty on the Marauders. Starting to add in more Marines now as well. But of course those Colossi gonna do quite well against those. So yeah. Alright, well, he does still have his... Oh, goal. Well. Right. That was something. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. It's a funeral music. Yeah, there we go. GG is called. Byun. That's it, man. I mean, losing your army there as well, that's even the last nail in the coffin that was already full of nails. The Hellion's still a little bit away of completing, but looks like Zest is gonna be a nice guy. He's gonna be a nice guy, not gonna pressure this too much. Oh, never mind, there's a stalker now. Oh, dear lord. So what were you guys saying about Byun being good before 9 minutes? What was this about? He'll win if it's before 9 minutes. I guess he is winning, actually. Still. Killed the Adepts. Lost a lot of Mariners, though. Zest stopped sending more units across the map after this Stalker, I believe. It's pretty cool. I don't know how Byun managed to do this much damage on those Stalkers though. That's impressive. Normally in the hands of the micro of the Stalker, but somehow, some way, Byun's still managing to get on top of those. Well, that's the Cyclone. Should be an end to this. Still 600 minerals lost there for Byun. Only 325 for Zest. Pretty good. Is it GG? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's okay. I think he's still okay, right? Like, the thing is, it would be cool if he doesn't lose the units here. He loses 3 more Marines, which is a bit of a heartache, but let's take another look over here. Okay, and let's take a look over here. You know, it's alright. I mean, the Terran... Oh, that's rough. Never mind. It's an up and down emotional game, isn't it? He's alright! No, he's screwed! I think it's still okay, right? I mean, his work account is good, and that's the important bit here. Yes, he did lose a lot of Marines, but his work account is alright. He doesn't have a 3rd base, which is concerning. And his production, he's going up to 5 racks right now, so we may just see him try to do a push of 2 base rather than... Oh, no, never mind. There is that 3rd command center also still coming up. Zest already happily mining off of his 3rd base. Going to be a little bit interrupted by the Raven. The Raven makes it through the backyard of the Protoss. And decides, you know what, that's a lot of Stalkers. I don't want to mess with them. Like a couple of bulldogs just in your neighbor's yard, making you reconsider whether or not you can hop the fence. Right. Byun going for drop play in this situation. I'm not quite sure if that will be a way forwards here. I mean, it's a good way to get some potential damage going, right? But wouldn't you want to have some sort of confirmation that Zest is across the map here? I don't know. A lot of ground here for these Stalkers to chase your drop down. We got already a lot of probes going for the jugular. That's 18 probes. 18 probes, Zest. Deciding to pull the probes on top of those Marines and Marauders rather than running them away. Maybe thinking he would have been alright with that shield battery overcharge, but the target fire for Byun was pretty darn good. Took out so many probes. Now, he is ahead on the work account. Economic advantage is going in favor for Byun now, I would say again. And he's gonna go get aggressive as well at the same time. I mean, the drop did get out, right? It's not like he invested more units into this drop now and now he's trying to do an attack afterwards after sacrificing a big portion of his army. He still has an okay army. Because, well, honestly, Zest didn't quite manage to kill that much of it. Oh, he's still in trouble here. Didn't go for the Colossi this time around. Did go for Storm. Does he have Storm upgrades? He does. Oh, right, we saw him cast it already, didn't we? Widow Mines. Crucial that they get the good connections. They were alright. The Archon on the top getting a little bit lower. Still a lot of Medevac energy here. I think these Marines and Marauders are going to be able to well, at least force Zest backwards. Shield battery overcharge immediately forced. He felt the same thing as I did. He was in trouble. Byun not even chasing this time around. He realizes, I guess, that, you know, shield battery overcharge is a thing that you will just run into if you go in at that moment. 9 minutes. Yeah, the 9 minutes have passed by now. Byun. Time is ticking. I really hope he manages to pull through here. I mean, he's doing so well so far. There we go. Yeah, the Zealots should be a good trade. A little bit of a miss with the stutter step there, but he's going to be able to do trade out pretty darn proper. Look at that. Remember how this started out with Byun having like almost double the amount lost over Zest, and now, well, no longer. 69 workers versus 55. Waiting to see whether or not Byun can let the ball fumble. He's got a clear line towards the end line here. Just needs to make a run for it. Needs to not fumble, not tumble. Most importantly, not accidentally move Commander's army somewhere where it shouldn't. Oh my, that is... Oh, what are storms coming in out of nowhere. That War Prism. Man, that was a nasty bit of terrain to be carved out suddenly by a couple of storms. Nowhere to really split to or run away. Just got stuck between two storms, and now that is a wonderful way for Zest to make a comeback happen here. The entirety of the army of Byun pretty much in half now. Shambles. SCVs trying to keep some form of a war alive. A Widowmine drop coming in back from behind, realizing he needs every hand on deck. 25 SCVs have gone down. The infantry still stands strong though and does push backwards. But man, that's a tough break there for Byun, losing 25 SCVs. It's going to slow him down in the future here if he does not manage to make another counterattack happen as well. Twitch GM confirmed. I believe so. I'm never doubting Twitch chat again. My God, this is quite something. How did he let that happen? And how in the world did Zest find that opportunity? He's a patient man. He's a handsome man. And he's never so strong guy when it comes to StarCraft 2. Alright. Losing the Wapperson with an Archon though. It's a bit pricey to lose an Archon like that. Byun should still be okay though, right? I mean, his army is so strong. It's pretty much double that of Zest in supply. As long as he doesn't get stormed again, should be able to make something happen here. But Zest is doing a really good job as well. You have to hand it to him with these run-bys and these counterattacks with War Prisms, right? Making it very uncomfortable for Byun to be across the map here all the time. There he is again, moving forwards. Great feedbacks onto those ghosts. Protecting the Archons this way. They're going to be able to tank a little bit more damage that way. Widowmines kind of whiffing, not the greatest shots, but there's still so much. And there's hardly any AoE damage anymore remaining for Zest. Fourth base, the fourth base for Byun did get taken out by the Zealot run by, but those Zealots may have been necessary here. Zest has to still tap out. Alright, there we go. GG is called. Twitch chat, unfortunately, once again. Someone saying he took all the storms in the face and didn't do anything. Is that a blunder? I think he did do everything he could in that situation. It was just like he couldn't move fully backwards. He could move left and he could move right, but on both sides there were storms, or he moves forwards, right? But yeah, if you move forwards, maybe that was the play, because those units most likely gonna die anyway. But you know, it is such a split-second decision to make. It's very rough. It can be very rough. And honestly, I don't think it was the worst decision that he made. Just trying to get out of those storms as quickly as possible, then retreat, and then, you know, try to heal up using the medevacs from that storm damage. We have a proxy gateway here. Ooh. That series was on another level and no big mistakes. You made the wrong call again. Maru versus Clem. What's happening? I'm confused. Alright, well, anyway. Pretty little gateway. Looking to be a pain, I see. For anyone that comes across it. Or whatever plops out. The babies of the gateway, unfortunately. Full Zest, though. Look at that. Marines! 4 of them! Kapow! Surprise! Wait. Let me get out. Surprise! No, I'm not gonna. Ah, lovely. Lovely. You know what? I'm just glad that we have a 2-2 series here. We got a real show on our hands. Going back and forth. And man, those storms. They were impeccable. Those storms were so good. And one thing that Byun may have been able to do against that is either just not be with your backup against that environment, be in a different position. This is gonna end up crazy, isn't it? Oh boy, hold that thought. Actually, this is gonna get real wacky real quick. This is gonna get real wacky real quick. Alright, a lot of probes going down here. Those Marines still just targeting. Come on, you can gun down some more. Now on the other side of the map, there's a couple of Stalkers here, but that does seem to be somewhat under control. 2 Adepts, are they gonna go for the SCV kills here? Yes, they are. Immediately jumping into the medevac, trying to get back home as quickly as possible. Just need to avoid more deaths of SCVs here, and he's doing a bang-up job so far. Pretty good start here for our Terran. It's not over just quite yet though. More Stalkers coming in, parading their way into this natural base. And this should start to be enough Marines. Man, Byun is so aggressive with Marines, even against Stalkers. Right, in theory, you should not be able to lay a finger on a single Stalker there, but he is just so adamant about it. With his stutter step micro. Zest still gets caught out sometimes when he does try to move back in kite. Okay. Interesting. Liberator coming out as well. Zest still pretty much okay, I want to say. Looks like Byun kind of tapped off the gas on making his own workers here. He lost 10 of them. Zest losing 13. Personally, I kind of like Zest's position here with the 3rd base on the way. Needs to stay on top of that pro production though. And then hopefully he will be able to absorb one punch of Byun eventually. It's just a moment of time until Byun comes across the map with an army. Be ready for it. Crush it. Like you've done with so many other armies already, Zest, and then I think you can just counterattack. I think that should be the plan here for Zest, and I could be wrong. I'm not a pro gamer myself. Yeah, that is looking like a pretty good strategy here. The gateway with the pylon on the other side of the map, as long as it's not scouted as well, a great place for him to warp in zealots. As soon as Byun does decide to go across the map. We'll have to take that location out, of course, because otherwise things become a lot more all-in and committed every time he moves across and takes damage back home. Byun, one of these players that likes to kind of be active on the map, try to find engagements that he will take favorably. But then if he doesn't find one, he's okay with being just across the map for a while with his army, moving back and forth. And then sometimes even just moving backwards, right? Back to his next reinforcements wave, reconsolidating his troops, and then moving in again. There he goes. Once more. Gateway with the pylons, still in position, of course. Once he is spotted by that watchtower, we may get to see quite the warp-in of zealots, especially because 5 gateways about to finish up. That's 8 warp-ins available. Staying outside of the vision of the watchtower, but a hallucinated phoenix will spot this encroachment. A little force field there does kind of make it difficult for Byun to go in as quickly as he would like to. Another Colossus does join the fray now because of this. And most of the warp-ins so far have been defensively. Nothing aggressively across the map. Little probie is saved as well. Very well done there by Zest. Keeps that probe alive. We'll just be able to send the same probe later down the line again. And there you go. Zest can't quite find an engagement, so just hanging back for now. Gonna start looking for something else. He just set up a couple of spotter marines. This could be bad. Okay, no, the adepts come in time. For a moment I was afraid that because he has now the spotter marines, he's gonna be sending all of these reinforcements rather than just a couple of them. In case of a zealot warp-in here somewhere. There we go. Oh, this could be big. With the Raven here. Okay, now that's a big sweep of damage already. Gateway finally destroyed. No more secret plans coming out of Zest here. No further counterattacks available from that location. Byun set up with a fork attack. Trying to get the double entendre on Zest. The two-pronged trident, as we call it as well. Zest army, is it just me or does it look like a little bit of a pushover? Alright, there we go, that's another part of it. Looks a bit more intimidating that way, but you know. If Byun does force Zest to spread out his units here, it should be pretty good for him. Because those Colossi, they are most fantastic when you have a couple of them on top of each other, right? All of the 3 hits on those Marines just instantly burn up. No way to heal up with medevacs. No way to lose that target you were shooting already. And then, you know, it's suddenly still just shooting on half HP all this time still. It's scary. It's scary. Attack the full Storm. Well, it's too late for that. Too late for that. Storm is now on the menu. But to be fair, we're getting Ghosts also. So we're just going to head on into this late game situation. Byun had the economic advantage going into this. Will he be able to let that translate into an advantage overall? So far, looking pretty alright. 15 extra supply on that tab right there for his army supply at least. But ever so patient and ever so careful, I suppose, with which engagements he does and doesn't get himself tangled up with. Yeah, those storms you have to be wary. Okay, there we go. Nice little pack of units coming in to try and take out the High Templar. One more High Templar remaining. Good EMP on that one as well. There's the rest of the army of Zest now. The right flank. Nowhere in sight either to get that right flank going. I guess there's an observer there as well. It will be difficult to have that right flank army come in undetected. Overcharged battery. Supercharged battery. The overloaded systems of the shield battery. What's going on there? Colossi without a bunch of gateway units just smashes Colossi. Marauders. Right. Okay. Okay, 3 command centers on the way here for Byun. Byun is not looking to just run his army in, lose it, and then lose the game. That's what he's trying to avoid here. He's going to try to get such a big bank that he's going to be able to do an air transition here. Maybe, well, Liberators at least. Does he have Vikings already? 2 Vikings against the 3 Colossi. It's alright. As long as you have enough Marauders, I suppose. 21, oh. Zest, is he really getting... Wow, okay. He just got across the entirety of the map, and Byun is none the wiser. His army now suddenly realizing... There we go, he does find a couple of High Templar there. But that is a dead mineral line. Another drop into the main base now for Zest. Which is causing the probes there a little bit of trouble. But, I mean, this is a lot more trouble for Byun. Byun now chasing the Protoss army back into his own base and finding all these natural choke points and natural defensive setup locations working against him as he's trying to push into the army of Zest. Oh, those storms, once again, absolutely phenomenal as well. Liberators seeming to be a little bit late. No Vikings there either. Vikings would have been a great way, not just for the Colossi, but also a great way to force that War Prism further away. Makes it a lot harder for those High Templar to just kind of pop out and be like, hello, boys. Time for some storm. Alright. This is still somewhat salvageable for Byun, though, perhaps. Oh, those storms. Relentless. Time and time again onto that low ground. Byun might still be in a lot of trouble here. The main base drop did take out the main base, though, somehow, some way. That went up in flames as well. Byun, where did he make those other command centers? I think they are still alive. Those 3 command centers that he made earlier. So, he did lose all his productions, but he's still on 5 base, theoretically speaking here. Zest, gonna lose a lot of production also. Is that going to be enough for Byun to buy himself some time to get these command centers somewhere and get some production going? Will still require to, well, get rid of this army here as well. Zest prioritizing supply depots. Supply depots could be a good call, of course, if as long as those are gone. Nothing new can be made, of course. Which is basically what you are looking to do. Then again, we have so many command centers. We're not really worried about supply at the moment. Zest still 80 army supply strong. I don't think this is gonna work here for Byun. It was a valiant battle, but yeah, Zest is just not gonna give him the time to replenish here. And GG a skull. That will be game number 5 going into Zest's favor and putting him on the match point. Right, Byun, what's the plan this time around? Oh my lord, it's a factory. Interesting. Haven't seen one of those this early in the game for a while now, have we? At least not from Byun. It'll be interesting to see what he plans to do with it. Is it going to be another Hellion here? Yes, it is. I guess we saw that in, what game was it? Game number 2? Was that the previous? No, wait, was it game number 4? 5? Was it the previous? I don't know. The one that went crazy with the proxy gateway. It may have been the previous one. It's all a blur now to me. It's all a mess. But I know there were some pretty cool games. That's what I know. Right. There he goes. Is that a dark shrine? It is a dark shrine. Imagine. One. Ah, it's just one. Alright. Little Hellion goes to town, only gets one probe. To have a frown. Unlucky. I mean, we got the Proxy Gateway again here. Together with Blink and a Dark Shrine, that could be a lot of trouble. I wonder what... well, we have a Raven actually coming in here for Byun. I always like DT the best when it's a follow-up to something else that you're doing aggressively, right? Just come in with one sort of aggressive move, like Blink Stalkers, something like that. Get your opponent focused on... Alright, I'm up against Blink Stalkers. Let's try to defend Blink Stalkers, get bunkers in my main, get a bunker in my natural, have the siege tanks in correct position. Let's do all the things we need to do against Blink Stalkers, and then suddenly, you know, DTs come running in. You have a bit of an opportunity as well with the initial assault to kind of see, like, alright, how well prepared are you if I were to send DTs at you right now? Do you have a Raven? You already have missile turrets set up. Alright, you do? Well, I probably shouldn't invest that much into that Dark Templars then. Now this investment may come to cost him quite dearly. Byun aggressively moving out, realizing there might be an opportunity here for him, with Zest having spent a bit extra resources to the, not just Dark Templar, but also the Dark Shrine. Now he can't even get past the bunker. Where's the siege tank? Siege tank not defending the Marines there for a second. Can he inch it a little bit closer to start becoming an actual threat here? Oh, I guess not. Nope, that is definitely not the way. That is definitely not the way to do this for Byun. Just a couple of warpins and blammo. There you go. Jump on top of that assault and yeah. Problem solved for that for Zest. Very well done. Very well done. Calm, collected. Doesn't spend too much on what he was trying to make work. Still more than enough at his own base. I mean, he had to wait for one more warpin, to be fair, I feel like, to really get it to stick. And get that... kill Byun's army that convincingly, but yeah, I mean, he played it in a way where he did have that extra time, where he did manage to get Byun to set up a little bit further than he really wanted to, have the siege tank be delayed, all of that stuff, and buy himself more time to just get another warp in. Get such a superior army quantity there that yeah, it just wasn't a fair fight anymore at that point. It's the game of StarCraft. It's the game of war. You don't always want to play fair. No, it's not the honorable thing to do, but... you know, the more you are conflicted in war, the less you start to care about honor. Seems... it's what I hear, anyway. All sorts of Marines out of the StarCraft universe. I don't know. Third base for Byun. Getting that in position now. I love the vision for Zest here, by the way. Look at all that blue on the map. Look at it. Just look at it. Just be astounded for a second right now. Look at that. That's all pylons, isn't it? Yeah, look at that. That's all pylons. He put pylons up everywhere. Everywhere. They're all over the place. He does not want to be caught off guard by a big drop of units. Which, of course, made him lose game number 3, was it? I believe it was game... No, game number 4. Game number 4 didn't go his way. That's where we had the drop of units into the main base. Take out, like, what was it? 15 probes. Another DT. Casually just warping in one at a time. As the warp prism here now as well. This could start getting a little bit dangerous. As full Dark Templar right now in the main base of Byun. Byun, do you have enough anywhere at home to defend any of these locations? Doesn't even have a missile turret in the main base. Now pressure to push this further into the Brodel's face. Can he get the Colossus? Yes, he can. Alright, that's a good call. Now he can start kiting backwards. Increasing the efficiency against those Stalkers and Zealots. The DTs. 11 SCVs killed off. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Especially considering because Zest is starting to push the Terran back home again as well. From his side of the map. And this could very well be the ending of this series here, guys. 11 SCVs going down there. The army of Byun is still on 66 supply, amazingly, somehow. I guess a lot of that is in those medevacs, to be fair. And a lot of it is still in the production chain. Sometimes it looks a little bit deceiving how much supply is available for a Terran. And then when you look at what's actually out and about on the map, you go like, oh, right, yeah, 3 Marauders, 3 Marines, and like 2 Vikings in the production. I guess that is quite a bit of supply that, you know, it shows up on the statistics screen, but it's not really out and about on the field. And that becomes more and more of a problem the lower the armies get on overall supply. Okay. Byun, I don't know. Could cause a bit of trouble trying to engage one of these fronts here. Sending a lot of boys trying to engage the Zealots. And oh my, does he get both of these? Only gets one. Might get the second one. The Warp Prism, does it save? Yes, it does. Quickly scrambling that, getting it back together. That Colossus still doing a lot of damage as well, though. That micro from Zest. No, never mind. It stopped. Yeah, it was a little bit too far away, being a bit too careful, I suppose. And then again, with 1 HP remaining, can you be too careful? Very awkward dance of fire and death going around here. Byun just barely hanging on for the time being. And there we go. There's a kill on that Colossus. Not that much more remaining here for Zest in brute firepower. As the overstate is welcome as well. I mean, it's one of the ways that Byun lost that game number something. Game number 2? I think it was game number 2. Now Byun is moving after Zest. He knows he wants to get this damage to stick. He wants to clean up all these Zealots, all these Stalkers. And the Widowmines can't get into the ground, and suddenly another warp in with that initial gateway, and the pylons still in the bottom right side. More units appear where Byun was not anticipating them to. That is a nasty warping location right there. That has been proven quite beneficial over the course throughout this entire game so far. Not just applying early pressure, not just applying Dark Templar attacks, but now also allowing his main army to just kind of dance around the middle of the map and have a reinforcement point this close by. Meaning he doesn't really have to concern himself too much with like, oh, I lost the War Prism, well, time to go back home again. Because, well, obviously you can't do anything without a War Prism as Brodels. Quite nice. Byun on the hunt once more. Zest is so good at just kind of, you know, getting these armies to chase him in a way where he doesn't reveal the location of the gateway. He doesn't show his weapon location, which is pretty cool. I think there was a Widowmine on the top left side there, right? That probably killed the probe. You see a pylon there, but no nexus. On the 3 o'clock is a nexus as well. That's the 5th base nexus now for Zest. Byun is floating over a 5th as well. He's behind on workers, but he's not too far behind on bases. His army supply is still kind of up there. And Zest, he did keep losing his Colossus, so has to replenish those first. And afterwards, he will be able to start making some disruptors as well. Could start already making disruptors, of course, if he really wanted to, but opting for the Colossi first in this case. A little bit easier on the micro after all. Man, Byun's losing a lot of workers here on this 3rd base. He really should just send like one Marine or Marauder towards the right and just start looking for that warp location, right? I mean, you must know there's something there. There we go, now he finds it. It's not even that far away. It's like, you know, finally figuring this out. It's, wow, it could have been so much easier for me for so much longer there, if that was gone. Instead, well, Zest just gaining an immense amount of value out of that initial gateway just there. Could we have another brutal fight on our hands here? Both armies in the middle. Not that many Vikings here. Is this going to be enough? No storm available either though for Byun, or sorry, for Zest. But there are the EMPs available for Byun. Oh, great Widowmine shot there. Trying to do an EMP on the, the Zealots. I guess a little bit of a muscle reflex, right? Seeing those Zealots all clumped up together, it's like prime EMP target. Shame it hits after the Widowmines there. More EMPs landing onto the Archons. Incredibly low HP right now. Those Marines might be even able to target one down. Yes, they can. Colossi flank exposed. Never mind, Zest not gonna let Byun so easily stim right on top of that soft underbelly of the Protoss army. Zest still doing more damage here though. 3rd base of Byun under severe threat. We'll have to pull the trigger now and start really coming in with all his units. The infantry, is it enough? The Zealots mostly distracted by killing the SCVs. Even with those guys distracted, those Colossi just not quite being able to get targeted down in time, I would say. And Byun losing not just the base, but 22 workers to go along with it. Still an 83 army supply strong. Might be able to make something happen here across the map. It's not over just quite yet. It looks like he's in a tough spot, taking that much economic damage, but he may just deliver such a blow to Zest right now as well. Oh, a glorious recall, instantly realizing where he had to go, seeing that with the little observer on the mini-map. It's the army, target down the Colossi. Shield battery overcharge is quite something. Is he gonna break? I don't think so. Zest holds on to that base. That is quite the lucky break for him. I say lucky, but that's just good for him. Overall, solid stuff. Really thought he would lose at least by the bare minimum one base. But that observer spotting the army coming in way on time. The recall just instantaneously. Great reaction there from Zest. Not a doubt in his mind of what to do next and how to set up against that. Widowmine surprise. Alright. We got a large amount of Vikings now. I think this would be a good time to start switching into Disruptors for Zest. We still mainly have the Colossi army though. Which does mean, or at least I'm anticipating Byun's forces to do a little bit better now, as we've seen it do the previous battles. Just because they manage, or they should be able to manage that splash damage down a lot quicker this way. Awkward position now for Byun. Does he want to try to defend for the Zealots, or does he want to try to defend for this ginormous army coming in? Has to keep his boys mining as well. Keep him secret, keep him safe. Zest. There we go. Now those Zealots are marching in, coming in from multiple angles. Still a lot of portion of the army of Zest not engaged with this fight. The Vikings not quite being able to pick away at those Colossi either. Not targeting the Colossi at all one by one, but look at that damage. Each and every one of them was 1 HP. So a bunch of extra damage comes through. Byun is slapped down, and that means Zest is going to be able to take this series to best of 7 into his favor in a 4-2 fashion. Very well done there by Zest. Impressive stuff indeed.